Welcome back. Now, we brought you the news at the start of this hour that UEFA's Congress has voted in favour of allowing President Aleksander Ceferin to stand for a fourth term in 2027. The FA were the only association to vote against that, with 49 associations voting in favour. Well, there is now a bit of a twist. Our chief reporter, Kavi Solokol, has rejoined me. Kavi, just to explain what has happened.
Well, the UEFA president, Aleksander Ceferin, has actually said, you know what, I don't want to stand again in 2027. So having got through this rule change, which means that he could stand for another 4-year term, he's actually now handed out a media release at the UEFA Congress in Paris saying that I will not stand for re-election. So this is my final term. I will leave UEFA in 2027. And he went on to say that he came to a decision about 6 months ago. So he's known for quite a while. He didn't tell very many people. Obviously, he didn't tell the media, but he says that he feels it's the right time to walk away. Actually, this is not totally unexpected. I know everyone had been kind of assuming that he'd changed the rules so that he could stay for another 4 years. But if you actually read a lot of the interviews he's been giving recently, especially one I think I read last month with The Guardian, in which he said that he was very, very tired and football politics was kind of getting him down, and it kind of suggested that maybe he did think that it was time for him to leave in 2027, and that is something that he has confirmed. So, very interesting morning, because the FA making this public stand, voting against the possibility of Aleksander Ceferin being allowed to stand for a fourth term, and then less than an hour later, Aleksander Ceferin, having won the vote, saying, you know what, actually, I'm going to walk away in 27.
I mean, it's interesting, but I guess my thinking is, what was the point of that vote in the first place then?
That is a very good question. Sometimes I just have to hold my hands up and say, I don't know, Joe. I mean, why would you go through all this? Because he's actually lost friends over this. It's been very controversial. The head of football at UEFA, Zvonimir Boban, great former AC Milan midfielder as well, he actually resigned from his post a couple of weeks ago and released that public statement really attacking the senior figures at UEFA. So it has been very controversial, but I don't know. If you spoke to him, I think he would say, look, I'm a lawyer by training and I was going through UEFA statutes and it wasn't very clear, this whole issue of 3-year term limits. So I just wanted to change the wording and clear it all up. And I'm glad that I've done it. But to those people who were saying he was just doing it for personal gain, I think those people, probably including me, we owe him an apology.
Well, I wonder, though, if some of those people might now be thinking the door is now open. Is there a chance there could potentially be a U-turn down the line? I mean, he's saying he's not going to, but is there the opportunity that there could still be a U-turn?
I like the way you're thinking. Well, yeah. I mean, yes. I mean, anything can happen in football. And actual fact, the last couple of times he's been elected UEFA president, it's been without a vote. Nobody has stood against him. So I don't know. Maybe we're going to get some football associations putting pressure on him, saying, Aleksander, you've done such a great job. We want you to stay longer. I'm not sure that will happen because, yes, he's achieved quite a lot in his time in office, but there have been a lot of lows as well. And I think, listening to what he has to say, it does sound like he's a man who's tired and he's a man who wants to walk away from UEFA.